Hello, all rebel scum. Welcome back to the Padawan Anthology here at Apocaflix Movies. It is our all Star Wars show podcast spinoff, where we break down some of the smaller things in the galaxy far, far away. Instead of taking one giant topic and kind of talking about it at length, today we're going to be talking about the brand new Vanity Fair spread that has been released for the Rise of Skywalker. All of those beautiful new images and some interesting new details that have been released. We're gonna go through the article itself one by one with the images, talk about it slightly, as well as kind of what was revealed, and have a little fun discussion. And today I have Jacob Bartley, aka the Grand Moff Bartley, with me. Brian Avellino, Brian Fett himself. And C3GO is back on the Padawan.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, and so the four of us are going to have some fun.
I forgot what your nickname was.
Yeah, the C3GO.
Thank you.
Did you even know what mine was?
Shut up.
So we're going to go through this as quickly as we possibly can. We'll probably dive in a little bit, some more than others. But starting off first, the top image is just a behind the scenes shot of Rey on the new desert planet of Pasana, and JJ Abrams in the quote said, "There's something about the way the sand interacts with the light," in that image, obviously pointing to the Force, which is very interesting.
The light
Wait,
side.
why is there a new desert planet?
We get a new desert planet in every
Why?
trilogy, in every movie, dude. Every
We
movie.
already have one in.
Every movie.
Oh my god!
Come on.
First of all, why are there so many desert planets in the universe?
The universe is huge.
Yeah, but
We
huge.
got a snow planet
exactly,
coming too.
Huge.
exactly. That's why they should go to different
Did
types
you know
of
that?
planets.
We're getting another snow planet too.
It's all good.
Let's get another lava planet.
Nitpicking.
I've only seen one of
Let's
those.
get another Camino or something.
Yeah, Camino would be cool. The next images are the actual covers of Vanity Fair, which are incredible.
Driver looks.
It's cool because I was actually scrolling through Twitter earlier, and someone on Twitter actually combined them to a textless wallpaper. It is gorgeous, these two together. And so, moving on, the next image that has popped up is one of the big ones, the behind-the-scenes shots of the Knights of Ren.
Woo!
It is officially revealed they are back. They will be in full swing. The article goes into a little bit of detail about them and what we're going to kind of expect from it. But the quote with the image from Vanity Fair says, JJ Abrams alongside stunt coordinator Eunice Huthart directs the Knights of Ren, elite fearsome enforcers of Kylo Ren's dark will. They look awesome. Plenty of different weapons are involved. We don't know if they involve with the Force or not.
Does
We're
this
not
guy
100%
have like a
sure.
machine gun on his arm?
I know, looks awesome. Here's what I want to point out. I was scrolling through Twitter earlier, and the Star Wars fandom, as they are, they dive into every little detail possible. The forefront Ren, the one standing there with the hood on that has the staff that's sticking up in the image that's cut off, that staff is in the lair of Paul Bettany's character from Solo.
Really?
One of the relics.
Interesting.
What?
And obviously Solo takes place beforehand. And so whether or not this plays into it, I'm not sure, but that staff is in his chambers in his yacht ship from Solo, which is a cool. I mean, what do we think, guys? I mean, the Knights of Ren, they're back in full swing.
Freaking finally.
Where have they been?
I think we'll find out. I do think that JJ will
Right.
find a good way to kind of to tell us, because they were missing in The Last Jedi, obviously.
Yeah, they
and-
were teased so heavily.
Well, and they're JJ's creation, and so he's back, and I think that they're gonna do some cool things with him. I
think
really
they're gonna
do.
be out. They've been out on a mission. They were sent, and now they're-
Missions, yeah.
Yeah. In the Outer Rim.
Man.
Everything points to the Outer Rim.
This looks
of
amazing. And you know the thing is, like, I've heard things about people online say, that's not Star Wars. Like, get out of here with that, because Star Wars can be anything. Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and say, oh yeah, it's all Star Wars, we're good. You gotta adapt it, and like, this looks awesome.
100%.
Like, I don't know, Force sensitive or not, I don't know how Rey's gonna fight all these guys on her own.
I do think that they'll be a part of the ground assault
I don't
against
think
like
Rey
Finn
is going
and
to
those
fight
characters.
all of them
Yeah.
at once or anything like that. I mean, unless someone else helps her, but we'll see.
Moving on to the next image,
Ooh.
probably one of my what?
Who is this? Is that the next image?
This is probably this is my second favorite image of the entire batch. We have Keri Russell, who is finally revealed to be playing Zori Bliss. And the quote says, "Seen in Thieves' Quarter of the snow-dusted world of Kijimi."
There you go.
Well, it's not fully snow. Obviously,
that
there's.
character looks amazing.
She looks
dude.
incredible. The helmet looks absolutely incredible.
Colors are
Well, purple is never really used. It's a very
Amazing.
hinted color in a lot of things.
Amazing.
One of the things that I caught up in this is that JJ revealed that the mask plays into her character. It plays into her how she acts, how she is able to kind of work for what she does, and the helmet is very badass. Like, it's a very cool looking helmet. The purple and gold on her looks incredible. I can't wait to see what she does as far as action, because there's no doubt she's going to be involved in it. She's done some really cool action and some stuff in the past, mainly on The Americans, the show. And then she was in Mission Impossible 3 with JJ Abrams. And so I think that he's going to use her very heavily. And I'm very excited to see her character. Very excited.
The door is very a la Mandalorian.
Man, I don't want to get my hopes up because this is exactly what we do with Phasma.
It is. I agree. But I think JJ has learned,
No, they
learned
know
his
that.
lesson.
They know that.
Learned his lesson a little bit.
He learned his lesson. She could have been used in The Last Jedi and was chosen not to.
But he didn't direct
Well,
The Last
hopefully
Jedi.
That's what I'm
Lucasfilm
saying.
Learned their lesson. Well,
I
they're just letting
guarantee
JJ
you,
do it, so it doesn't matter.
If JJ would have kept going, she would have made it through all three. In my opinion.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna hype her character up like they did Phasma. You know, because
I think she'll
that
be
was
included
all
in the war.
Misleading.
I think she'll be
the
included.
Fans hyped Phasma up. We just saw her
Yeah,
in the
a
trailer.
shiny
and the-
silver
Yeah.
stormtrooper that looks badass. Of course, we're gonna hype her.
But this looks even better.
This looks
to me.
awesome.
Oh,
This looks
yeah.
amazing. All right, moving
What,
on.
Do you think she's gonna be a good guy or a bad guy?
100% a good guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
100% a
think
good
she's
guy.
gonna be an anti-hero.
No, I think she'll eventually end up fighting for the Resistance. I think she's gonna have a relationship with someone that we know, maybe
She's
like a
gonna
Poe.
work for herself, but
Yeah.
then
Yes, well, yes.
Exactly.
But I think it's gonna come to a point where the galaxy's at a point where you have to choose one side.
Mm-hmm.
You have to you're gonna have to choose one side.
All right.
Like, I think that's where it's coming at. So the next image, one of the big reveals of the batch is we have Richard E. Grant's character finally revealed on an image
looks
alongside
amazing.
Domhnall Gleeson's Hux, and the quote, "First Order leaders General Hux, Gleeson, and Allegiant General Pride Richard E. Grant on the bridge of Kylo Ren's destroyer."
Man,
This is awesome. And it was expected that he played this role because he plays that type of character. We saw him in Logan. He played that kind of menacing character on the side. I expect him to possibly be the highest of high in the First Order that's been missing or that's been off doing something else. One of the more interesting things, he posted this image on his Instagram or Twitter, and he said Hux's father, which is an interesting thing because Hux's father died in the canon stuff.
Brendel Hux.
Yes, and so
Who posted that?
Richard E. Grant himself. And so maybe he took Hux under his wings.
Yeah, like a father figure.
And so that's going to be an interesting relationship because if he is higher than him, Hux has screwed up, and that could play big factors into the movie. And with the rumors that Gleason's Hux could possibly switch sides at some point, maybe he has to do with that. But I'm very excited to see him in this role because Richard E. Grant is an incredible actor, and he plays this evil version of characters very, very well.
I've never seen him in anything that I could.
Logan.
Oh,
He was the scientist in Logan.
Again,
Yeah.
like
Oh my God.
they got to do because I like the Hux character, especially in the Force Awakens.
I didn't like him in The Last Jedi though.
Well, that's what I'm
Very
saying.
comic booky.
There are moments in the Last Jedi that I like about him,
Mm-hmm.
like when he flips his gun up when he sees Kylo, because
Yeah.
like that he totally would do that.
He was just very cartoony at
But
times.
I love his rivalry with Kylo Ren in the Force Awakens. Like, so they got to do him right, and he better not actually be his father, because if that's true, then they're basically saying none of the canon material is
Yeah.
actually canon.
Yeah.
So
If that's
they're not going to do that though.
if that's
they
Brendel Hux, there's gonna be
crap
a
on the fans like
big
that.
problem.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think that this article specifically, because Vanity Fair has covered Star Wars for decades.
Yeah.
I don't think they would say his name is General Pride and say later on, oh, that's Brendel Hux.
But I could see him being a father figure.
Exactly, like
since his
taking him
father-
in, like
Yeah.
like maybe he's the
Maybe
First
it's
Order father.
Father of the Force.
He's
Order.
like he saw him as this bright spot in the First Order. He's like, okay, I'm gonna take you under my wing in a way.
man, if he's anything like that general in the beginning of The Last Jedi,
Yes.
that was,
Yes,
intimidating.
exactly. Yeah.
Well,
that's a
they
win.
never really said how old Brendel Hux is, so he could be older than him.
That's
He
true.
could have been like Brendel Hux's like main man.
That's
And
very
then-
true.
Yeah, work like that.
So scrolling through, we get another behind the scenes shot. Some stuff going on with Chewbacca, Rey, C-3PO's back there, as well as Finn next to the barge that we see in the trailer, in that chase scene. And then the next shot is another behind the scenes shot of C-3PO getting some blush on his cheeks with BB-8. And so scrolling down the article again is one of my favorite shots because this feels like true Star Wars. We see these horse-like creatures that Finn and Naomi Aki's character are on. And Jannah is her name. And the quote reads, Finn and new ally Jannah atop hardy Orbaks lead the charge against the mechanized forces of the First Order. It's extremely surreal to be in it, said Aki, and see how it works from the inside. And so not only is the shot just gorgeous to look at, but this makes me feel like we're going to get a ground war battle.
Yeah.
Almost like Endgame had, like how we were surprised to have that. Resistance forces versus the First Order forces on the ground.
Knights of Ren there.
That would be incredible.
Can we talk about that little line though? The mechanized forces.
Yeah, sorry, mechanized. My bad. I said that wrong.
That to me almost kind of like.
Well, we know that the Emperor, not the Emperor.
You even know what I was gonna say.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
That they could be not humans.
That's very true. That's
And,
very true.
Like old not Clone
Well,
Wars. Well, yeah, Clone Wars.
JJ has always said that he wants to connect all these trilogies. There were a lot of robots and droids that fought for the bad guys in the prequels that we could, and the Emperor seems to be alive in some form. Maybe they're out there somewhere in the Force to grab them.
I mean, they've alluded to like things in the what was it Force Awakens where they said like we don't use old clones.
Yeah, Kylo Ren
stuff
said
like
it. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Who says they can't use the machines that they saw back then too?
Either way, I think it's hinting at a ground battle with a lot of different
I
species.
think it just
going on.
means that the First Order's using like technology, like
Yeah. But
I wouldn't be surprised if they use some kind of attack
ships and
droids though.
things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, not a, that would be cool because we really only see that in the prequels.
Yep.
Interesting.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next shot, obviously the one that we all scream about.
the best shot.
Kylo and Rey atop what many people are calling like a rocky forefront. I see it as a ship.
I see
Yeah.
it as the Millennium Falcon.
See, I kind of see that as well, but I also see it as maybe some kind of like First Order ship, or maybe a lot of people are saying
How poetic would that be? That
a lot of
fighting
people-
on top of them.
a lot of people are claiming it might be the Death Star, remnants of the Death Star,
Yeah.
because they are next to water. You know, maybe the waves are splashing up against this and kind of creating this rain format. But also, a lot of people are theorizing that Vanity Fair shot this shot for this shot, and it's not actually going to be in the movie. That's just a cool image for us to see.
Maybe.
The quote, Kylo Ren and Rey battle out with lightsabers in a stormy confrontation. Their force connection, what Driver calls their maybe bond, will turn out to run even deeper than previously revealed. And so it seems like that JJ is going to build on what The
Teasing
Last
us
Jedi
again.
revealed, which is a very, very cool thing. And so this is obviously one of the more important parts of the movie, their force connection that we had in The Last Jedi. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing how JJ dives into that after Rian Johnson left us off with this kind of this weird connection that they had through the Force, and diving into it a little bit deeper.
Didn't the lightsaber break in The Last Jedi?
Well, yeah, but it's been revealed that she put it back together.
Oh,
So if you see the first trailer,
Yeah.
there's actually a part in the middle that's black. Like she connected it back
Yeah.
together, and it's almost like a grip thing, but you can tell that there's something else on the saber that's kind of holding it together in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what do you guys think of the image?
It's glorious.
Badass.
Right? Do you guys expect to see this scene or this shot in the movie, or do you think it's just shot for the
I don't know
shot?
if this shot, but this type of sequence exactly like this.
Not
in
the
rain.
exact shot, but they'll be fighting like that.
Like how beautiful is the colors of the lightsaber in that like dark, rainy
Annie Leibovitz, who does all these images, has covered Star Wars from the very beginning. She knows how to capture Star Wars.
it looks
She
amazing.
knows how
I'm
to capture
excited
Star Wars.
because hopefully Kylo Ren's not bleeding out, and Rey has had enough time to train and get better.
Yep.
With her lightsaber,
Probably on the same
and
level.
she could already fight too.
Yes.
So
she has that
it's
connection.
gonna be a fair fight
100%.
this time.
100%.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got another behind-the-scenes shot of that chase that we mentioned. We see Rey, Chewie, BB-8, probably Poe and Finn somewhere in
you
there
know
as
why
well.
I love this? Because in the trailer you only see C-3PO, Poe, and Finn.
Yes.
And that means they're a part of this
Yes.
thing too. And I don't know what's going on, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it says camera
It
operator.
reminds me of Mad Max a little bit.
Hey.
Yeah.
It says camera operator Colin Anderson ready to take for a chase sequence spotlighting the heroes of Chewbacca, BB8, and Rey. Then moving on through the
There's
article.
a lot of these pictures.
We have one of the cooler shots of the whole thing. We got Poe, Chewie, BB-8, and Lando himself, Billy D. Williams,
yeah.
inside
You're
the Millennium
forgetting
Falcon.
someone.
Oh, sorry, Dio is in there as
There
well
you
in the
go.
background.
Ryan's favorite Star Wars character of all time.
And the quote reads, "In a historic return, Lando Calrissian retakes the helm of the Millennium Falcon, joined by Poe Dameron, Chewbacca, Dio, and BB-8. He's a survivor," Williams says of Lando. I mean, how can we not get all choked up about this, man?
Lando looks like a effing badass.
Oh,
like,
and I love that they're bringing back the cape that's very similar to
In the
Solo.
colors,
Yeah.
the
A lot of people
Yeah.
saying he's like in the same outfit.
Yeah.
Very
So
similar to
before we move
Solo.
on, real quick, does he get the Millennium Falcon at the end? Is it his?
Yes.
Think it's his?
Yep.
You think he goes back to it?
I think him and Chewie go.
I do think I'm starting to get on the train of him and Chewie going off together. I do think that it's going to happen. I think it's right.
It
I
It just
think
feels right.
He's gonna, they're
you
gonna
said
live together,
exactly
and
what
he's
I
gonna
was gonna say.
drop Chewie off on
And Kashyyyk. I think he's going to
to
go
be
get his
with his
family.
family.
I think his
because in canon,
He has
Chewie's
a
with
family.
his family,
Yes.
and then
Life
Han
debt.
comes and pulls him back
Yes.
out. He goes to help Han.
The aftermath told us that.
Mhm.
well, I pointing to a little other reference, but I think Chewie's watch is over after
Yeah.
the Rise of
debt's been
Skywalker.
paid.
Yeah. So
Damn.
Wookiees always pay their debts.
Yeah.
Had to throw that one in there. Moving on, another shot of some interesting creatures and humans, it looks like. And
The Akiaki.
yeah, I mean, this is on the planet Pasana. And again, they're using practical effects. We see that a lot of colors.
It must be where Naomi Yaki's character is from.
Yeah, possibly.
So
That's actually a
that's
good
what it
call.
looks like.
That's
I
a
love
very
that they
good call.
Actually used locals from where
Yeah.
they were shooting
Yeah.
to be a freaking Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
like,
so
how
that's very,
jealous
very
are you that
cool.
You don't live in.
Yeah, the Jordanian
Covered in-
locals play the Aki natives of the planet Pasana. So, again, it just shows that they're using practical effects. They're really taking it to heart that we want to see these good
color.
visuals.
Color.
Yeah,
in
lots of it.
everything.
A lot of it. Moving on, probably the more emotional shot of the whole thing is we see John Williams, his final time doing a Star Wars film, with Carrie Fisher in the background, composing a scene. The image is beautiful, but what I like behind the image is the stuff that they talked about. I don't know if you guys caught it, the stuff with Billy Lord, how they wrote scenes with Billy Lord and Carrie Fisher,
Yeah.
but then took her out after the Carrie Fisher stuff happened, but she went to them and was like, no, I want this moment. And there's scenes of them actually touching in the movie. And so it's going to be pretty emotional because obviously Billy Lord being Carrie Fisher's daughter,
Yeah.
and her having a pretty big, role in the Resistance. It's gonna be some emotional stuff between them, obviously, and having Carrie Fisher on screen
I
altogether.
mean, that picture alone, you've got John Williams scoring Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
I love the quote, though, where he says, I didn't think there would ever be a second film. It's like, what?
I don't think anybody did. Obviously,
No.
back in the day, everybody thought it was
Yeah.
gonna bomb.
It's
so
just funny, because it's like, think about how far he's come.
Uh-huh.
And he just says, yeah, I didn't even think there was going to be a second one. It's just hilarious.
Number
Everyone
9 now.
thought that when they were working on it.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jake, shall we get to your most excited?
yeah, this is the big one, guys. We see Mark Hamill himself, Luke Skywalker, back in form with a fiery background next to
Flesh and
R2
blood.
next to R2D2.
How?
Again, hey,
How?
again, this could just be an image. This could very well be an image, but could the Rise of Skywalker literally
it
mean him?
Looks very
Rise
similar
from the
to
dead.
in the Last Jedi
He's a
when
zombie.
Kylo destroys the temple.
Yes.
So we could get another flashback to that moment. The thing is, this better not just be a photo, and we never actually see.
Well,
him flesh and blood in the
here's
movie.
the thing that
That's bullcrap.
here's the
dude.
thing that
That's-
really
you can't do that.
here's the thing that
Cannot
makes
do
me
that.
believe that there's something else going on. They wouldn't attach this specific quote to this image if it didn't mean something. Mark Hamill as Luke with R2D2. Speculation is rampant about who will rise as the Skywalker of the movie's title, and how that choice will reflect the way the world has changed since Star Wars debuted in 1977. You wouldn't attach that for no reason. There's a meaning behind that. And they say who will rise as the Skywalker, not what. So all the speculation of possibly the Skywalker being the new Jedi could be thrown out the window at this moment.
Yeah.
it could very well mean Luke maybe rising from the ashes. That
I mean,
and the image is titled "From the Ashes."
How literal?
From the ashes.
How literal would that be? The Rise of Skywalker.
The only thing that makes me question this image is it looks very like drawn. Like it almost looks so like zoom in on R2D2. It almost looks like it's drawn, doesn't it?
No, but it looks like Mark Hamill standing there though.
But it's interesting if you zoom in really close. His right hand is showing with the glove over.
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
So
and like it's not a Force ghost. That's not a
No.
Force ghost.
no, but who knows?
The thing for me is like, obviously, I hate that Luke's dead. Supposedly,
Oh, we remember, Jacob.
I will be satisfied if we get a flashback of 5 minutes, whatever, of him and Adam Driver on a mission together, and it's Adam Driver just reflecting on something that's like affecting him in present day. And you just see them fighting together, like whatever the
Would
case
you
is.
be
I don't
fine
know.
with the scene that made Adam Driver, Kylo Ren leave?
No. I want
Because to
something
me,
new.
that's what that scene is.
I know. That's the thing, but I don't know. I don't know. I want the movie to like open with them on a mission, and then Kylo's like, not wakes up from
You're
a
the
dream,
best
but he's
dad
like he was
ever.
thinking about it, you know.
You're the best
like-
uncle.
They're on a mission. They fight. They kill some fools, and then Luke says something to him that's like affecting him in present day, and then he like is like wakes up and he's like, oh damn. So I don't know. I want something like that.
JJ likes these flashback sequences. He's done it in the past in a lot of his movies. Did it in Star Trek, did it in The Force Awakens. Like it's very well known. He did it in Mission Impossible.
And like
It's very well known in his
I
movies.
think fans, that's good, and like I think fans will be happy.
It'd be
with that.
satisfying. It'd be
Exactly.
satisfying because we've since The Force Awakens, we wanted to know how Kylo left, why Kylo left, like what was the real turning point? Because it wasn't just that scene in The Last Jedi.
Something built up to it.
Exactly. So why not show it? It's a quick 30 seconds. Like it's 30 seconds out of the movie.
You know,
30.
2 minutes maybe. Just
A whopping 30 minutes. Just give it to me.
no, I want to see like
30
an action
minutes.
sequence with Luke and his lightsaber.
And maybe it leads to a spin-off movie with Sebastian Stan and Adam Driver.
No,
He looks identical to Mark
Look,
Hamill,
I
dude.
just want 3 minutes.
That's
I like
good.
how you're
Seriously.
compromising yourself. You went from 5 to 2.
Seriously,
Okay, we're back
though,
to 3.
like no joke. I think that could solve a lot of problems, for sure.
For you?
No, for a lot of people. For a lot of people.
I gotta ask one question.
Yeah, go for
because
it.
it's episode 9. It's to wrap up with the saga.
Yep.
What are the chances that we get a cameo of Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor in Force Ghost?
I think Ewan is a lot heavier than Hayden.
So do I.
Because Obi-Wan...
We got Yoda.
Obi-Wan meant a lot more to Luke than his dad did at the end of the day.
Sure.
Luke, Anakin was there at the end of the Return of the Jedi. He was there, like he went to the Force Ghost side, but Obi-Wan is ultimately his father.
What if Rey's dad is Obi-Wan?
I mean,
And she's-
honestly, look,
she's a Kenobi.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if JJ he says, well, you're going to see a pack of Force Ghosts. You're going to see Qui-Gon, you're going to see Anakin, you're going to see Obi-Wan.
Force Ghost fight.
No.
I want
God,
to
no.
see Mace Windu.
We don't know if he's dead.
I want to see him look at Anakin.
No, hey,
Yeah.
if I had to choose between the two, I think Obi-Wan means more
Well,
specifically.
it has to fit and it has to make
Well,
sense.
we
too.
also heard Obi-Wan's voice in The Force Awakens.
If you're
So
gonna see
he's already there.
If you're going to see Hayden Christensen, it's going to be Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, the freaking Emperor's in this movie, so
Why not?
Everyone's
We
coming
could-
back.
we could
Jabba
see-
the Hutt's gonna be in
We
there
could
too
see
somewhere.
a younger
Greedo.
Vader alongside the Emperor or something.
Greedo comes.
I
it's
think-
gonna be an endgame battle, like you said.
Jar Jar.
And then instead of like
Oh my
He
god.
needs-
instead of teleporting, it's gonna be them coming through the time travel portals from what's that episode of Rebels?
Oh
I thought he was
yeah.
talking about Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
I was like, what are you talking about, dude? A connective
and they're
universe.
gonna grab everyone from different timelines. Boom,
Shit.
ready to go.
Captain America's gonna show up with
Ready to
Mjolnir.
go.
Also,
And John Wick.
Ahsoka.
Yes.
John Wick.
Yes.
Ahsoka just comes out of nowhere. Just
Don't even get me started.
Oh man.
Somehow John
Sean
Wick would
Wick.
beat Kylo Ren just without any weapons, like, and Kylo Ren has
With his
lightsaber.
belt. With his belt.
Yeah, exactly.
A belt and a pencil.
Take down a Star Destroyer.
John Wick would win.
A belt and a pencil.
No
That's
joke.
it.
there you go. Call it. You better tell Keith, if that someone's gonna be Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that dude, he gets so heated about the Kylo Ren Luke Skywalker thing. We're gonna have to do a separate video on that. I don't want to stray off topic here too much.
We only just
To,
went.
yeah, I know. To finish off, I mean, great set of images. Revealed more than I think we thought they did.
This got me more excited for
Yes.
Star Wars.
And it came
Yes.
out of
Episode 9,
nowhere.
yeah.
It did. It
Nowhere.
did. Did you guys watch the behind the scenes video that they released too? It was in the article.
Really?
I saw it's on here.
It's
yeah.
just it's behind the scenes of a lot of the images, but it's a really cool video.
It's adding a lot of new things. And
Yeah.
it gives it a different feel.
The way that JJ talks about it is incredible.
feels way different.
Yeah,
than
just
Force
check that out.
Awakens Or Last Jedi.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Vanity Fair's YouTube channel. It's in
so
the
much
article.
going on.
Annie Leibovitz and JJ, they have a really good connection because obviously The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and now this. So check it out. But as far as what the images look like, they're amazing. They also revealed a lot more than we probably expected them to. What did you guys think of the images? Head down to the comments. Let us know what you thought of them. You can follow us here in Apocaflix Movies on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Really, really appreciate the support. Check out the Padawan podcast. That's our All Star Wars podcast. And then Canon Connections as well. Brian and Jacob break down everything in canon as far as comic books and books. And so if you read those, you can listen to them, talk to those.
Jedi Lost next, right?
Hurry up.
And so they'll be doing that. Our Master and Apprentice one is up as well as Queen's Shadow from a few months ago. And so check those out. For Gio,
Alphabet Squadron next month.
that is very true. So for Gio, Brian, Jacob, myself, thank you for joining us on this Padawan Anthology today. May the Force be with you.